Carly Goshen will send it over, and the Mustangs will keep it alive. Belly attack from the far side, and it's down for the kill. Olivia Dorenz. Chloe Hertz. Hertz pushes it in back there to Schmidt. Shot from the point. It's in! Off the stick of Taylor Leonards, excuse me, and it's 3-0. Taylor Leonards with the third goal for the Bismarck Blizzard on the shot from the point on the far side. And the Blizzard are running on all cylinders here in period number 41-37, 4:25 to go here as the Kindred Vikings will work it down low. Another slam dunk and one. How about that? A slam dunk by Gavin Keller, and he got fouled on the two-handed throwdown. Kennedy Kuntz will pop that one up left center field. It's going back, and we have our first grand slam of the All-Star Series in 3 years. Hansen under center, drops back, looks near side. I believe that's Wilmo, and he's got it. Fargo South touchdown. Kaylee Jackson, three-pointer up, and no, that one won't go in. Tana Litt pulls down the deep offensive board. She'll put up a three. That one's in, and we're tied. Brookman won't be able to control it. The ball will escape over to the far sideline. Fargo Davies will come up that far sideline, and a nice through ball there, and this could be an opportunity. Centering pass, one-on-one. Was she outside? She was not. It's 1-0 Fargo Davies. Bad pitch here, and the bases are loaded. Line drive right into center field, and that will score 1 run. And rounding third is Lorich, and he'll score. It's a 2-run RBI double for Casey Reaver. Shot from the point, Bree Adams, lowering hard, and it's in! Off the stick to Sydney Kamstrup, and the Cougars are on the board! Press box here, the best we're able to. That one's going high left field, and running for it is Schwab, and she makes a diving catch! Wow, what a play by Cameron Schwab, the junior in left field, to end the inning.
Fantastic catch.
All right, welcome friends and family, and those who are here, those who are not here. If you're a Vikings fan or a Bison fan, we welcome you to this broadcast here on the ND Sports Channel. We're at sunny sky and 62 degrees, and we might actually get up to about 64 before we start actually dropping in temperature here at the field here in Kindred High School. The Kindred Vikings in their blue jerseys warming up on the near side of the screen there, and the Hazen Bison are just off to the right. You can see them on the screen over by the far side 30-yard line, warming up there a little bit. Let's take a look at that weather forecast here. During the for the remainder of this hour here, we'll be in about 62 degrees under a partly cloudy, I'd say more like sunny sky, and then in the 7 o'clock hour, mostly sunny and 59 with sunset set for 7:43 p.m. 57, 54 through the 9 o'clock hour. We might drop to as low as of about 53 by the time that this game wraps up here this evening. Taking a look at our on-the-map stats. Once again, if you're new to the ND Sports Channel, this is the first time we broadcasted a game that features the Hazen Bison, so you are officially team number 85 that we have covered now here on the ND Sports Channel in 509 games. Broadcasted those 509 games in a total of 31 different cities or towns around the state of North Dakota, and a handful in Minnesota as well, with over 102,000 viewers, 75+ thousand visits to our website, over 731 subscribers to our YouTube channel, just shy of 1,300 followers on Twitter, and just shy of 400 likes and follows on our Facebook page, and the total number of games that we have forced you to pay, and the games in the future that we're going to force you to pay for, 0. A big fat goose egg. So enjoy this broadcast here as it comes to you at no charge. We do accept donations at our website, msportsnet.com/donate, or if you're a business that would like to sponsor a team or a sport, or just sponsor the station in general, you can visit msportsnet.com/become a sponsor. So we'll have more of the pregame show coming up here, including the team profiles. We'll look at both the Vikings and the Bison in a little bit more detail here, and preview some of the other games being played in AA football around the state of North Dakota today. We're about 17 minutes away from the opening announcements and the kickoff starting lineups, a little bit further ahead in the ND Sports Channel pregame show that continues next here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Diamond Academy and Magnitude Sports Media Network are providing a huge opportunity
opportunity for high school athletes. Player profile videos shine the spotlight on a skill set required for a position in a particular sport. Whether you play softball, track and field, or any other sport, if you're a sophomore or junior, it's time to schedule your video. Most tapings take less than an hour and can save you thousands when a recruiter puts your name in the starting lineup for a college scholarship. For more information, click on Player Profiles at msportsnet.com or call us at 701-373-1843.
Download Game Time today.
Magnitude Sports Media Network is your home for all types of sports programming in a 3-state region. Over 500 previous games are available right now on demand. Since 2017, we've brought you an average of 275 games a year, including junior varsity and varsity matchups across 8 different sports. Now we're on pace for the same amount of games this year. It's a whole lot of sports, and it's all right here, where North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota teams play. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
All right, welcome back here. Jerlow Field in Kindred, North Dakota, is the Kindred Vikings, the home team, getting ready to host the visiting Hazen Bison. That's about a 275, 280-mile trip. It's not a short cruise for the Hazen Bison, but watching the warm-ups here right before we went on the air, they are looking sharp out there. And, well, when we look at the team profiles, you'll see that they're probably not missing a stride. I don't think that 280 miles affected them at all. But on the flip side, when we look at the Kindred Vikings, they're pretty sharp as well. So this should be a very good matchup regardless of who takes home the victory in this one here. I would not expect this to be a blowout one side. I would expect this one to be close. Probably, I'm going to say like a touchdown or less separates the winner from the loser. The only question is which one is going to be on top. It'll be the Bison or will it be the Vikings? We'll have to wait about 2.5 hours or so here to find out. It is homecoming night for the Kindred Vikings. We will have those festivities at halftime in this game, so not we'll just have a normal pregame show. But speaking of that, we're about 13 minutes away from the kickoff. Let's go ahead and take a look at first the visitors on the scoreboard, the Hazen Bison. Last year, 5-4. They were 3-1 at home and 2-3 when playing on either the road or a neutral field. They were 4-2 against their AA West region opponents. This year, starting out strong. 2-0, outscoring their opponents 88-18 in those two games combined, including a 47-6 win over Kildare Holiday to open up the season and a 41-12 win this past Friday night against the Wahpeton Huskies. And that was a home game for the Hazen Bison. So the Bison 1-0 on the road and 1-0 at home. We'll see if they can improve that road record to 2-0 here against a very tough Kindred Vikings team. Hazen, if you look at the rankings, they do have a little bit of an edge. They're coming in at number 4 in the AA polls, while Kindred's right behind them at number 5. So like I said, this should be a good game. After tonight, the Bison will have Valley City. Then they'll have their rivals from about 7 miles to the west, the Beulah Miners, and then a road game against the Watford City Wolves. The Stanley game, Stanley forfeited their season, so they automatically, according to NDHSA rules, pick up a 17-0 forfeit win in that game. So unofficially, you could say the Bison are 3-0 right now. But right now, officially, they're just 2-0. So, and then they'll have a home game against Bismarck St. Mary's on October 9th. That is a 1 p.m. game, so make sure you note that one, as all the other games there are 7 p.m., and then they'll finish off the regular season, taking on the Braves up in Turtle Mountain for a 7 o'clock kickoff to wrap up the regular season. That is a look at your Hazen Bison. They're actually outscored by just 2 points last year, 159-157. Their opponents got the slight edge on points on the board last year. Way it's looking right now, I don't think that'll happen this year, but still a lot of football to be played. With that said, let's take a look at the Kindred Vikings last year, 7-3. Not a bad run. They were 3-2 here at home, and they were actually a little bit better on the road, 4-1, going 6-1 against their conference slash section opponents. They outscored their opponents 262-125. This year, they're outscoring their opponents 54-36. They would defeat the Rugby Panthers 48-6 in the 2018 AA state tournament last year, but then they would fall in the semifinals against the Langdon area Edmore Munich Cardinals by the score 28-17. But they've kicked off this season with a couple of wins, one over a really good Northern Cass team, and as you can see, that was a really close game there, 24-22. I believe that one came down to the wire, but I can't recall off the top of my head. I believe that was a last-second victory. And, well, I've called Kindred Vikings games in the past where they've won at the last second. More specifically, about 3 years ago in the semifinals to go to the Dakota Bowl, a 33-yard pass to the end zone to win it with 3 seconds left in the game. So Kindred Vikings, I think the two players in that particular play have now graduated, so nothing to worry about there, Bison fans. You just have to worry about the rest of the team. So you got Turtle Mountain, and then they picked up that Turtle Mountain win 30-14 this past Friday, bringing them into tonight's game against Hazen. And then with the unofficial 17-0 forfeit win over Stanley, they are unofficially 2-1 on the season. Let's see here. That's wrong. It says 1-1 on your screen. The Vikings are 2-0 actually. Matter of fact, let's take a quick moment to see if we can make that adjustment, because that should be an easy fix here. They're 1-0 at home and 1-0 on the road. So let's see here. Let's get that fixed. And they have not played a Class A Double East opponent yet until, well, no, not even tonight, because Hazen's out of the West region. So that should pop up correctly on your screen here right about now. And there you go. What do you know? It's like magic there. So with that Stanley forfeit win, they're unofficially 3-0 on the season. And then they'll have Valley City here at home, and then back-to-back road games against the Squirrels and the Huskies. And then they'll have a tough opponent coming here to Kindred in the form of the Hillsborough Central Valley Burros on October 19th. And then they'll wrap up the regular season here at home against the Devils Lake Firebirds. And that's a look at your season here for the Kindred Vikings. Taking a look at the standings here in the Class A East region polls, Hillsborough Central Valley leading the way. They are averaging 46 points a game while allowing their opponents only 3 points a game. They are 2-0 on the season, and the Vikings right with them there at 2-0. Average of 27 points scored per game and an average of 18 points per game allowed. And then you got Central Cass and Devils Lake at 1-1, and then Valley City and Wahpeton at 0-2 with their respective points for and points against. Once again, that is an average per game played in the season. And then over in the West region of the AA football polls, it's the Beulah Miners at 2-0 with a 29-7 average points for and against, followed by Hazen Bison with a 44-9. The only reason why the Bison are number 2 there is because they gave up 2 more points than the Miners. I'm sure that you are like shaking your fist right now, but that's how it works. I'm just being honest with you, friends. And then 1-1 there for Bismarck St. Mary's, and then 0-2 for the Turtle Mountain Braves, Watford City Wolves, and then Stanley Blue Jays with the season forfeit 0-9 unofficially. Of course, they don't officially get credited with those losses until the date of the game that it was supposed to be played. And as you can see on your screen there, according to the NDHSA rules, a team receiving a forfeit victory will earn a 17-point maximum if there are tie-breaking situations that come along near the end of the season. So that's how that works. For those who didn't know, now you know. Hopefully it wasn't too confusing, but we got all the information up there for you. Standings, of course, provided courtesy of North Dakota's #1 source for statewide high school scores. That's NorthDakotaScores.net. You can find them on the web at NorthDakota-Scores.net. Taking a look at some of the other games in AA football, you got Devils Lake at Watford City with a 7 p.m. kickoff. Beulah is in Wahpeton. That's even a longer trek for the Miners than Hazen coming to Kindred by about 40 or 50 miles. So that's, matter of fact, probably closer to an additional 60 miles. Round trip, that's an additional 120 miles there for the Beulah Miners. So don't feel so bad there, Hazen fans. And then you got Turtle Mountain at Central Cass. That's just up the road, about a 20-minute drive from where we're at today. And then a little bit further up the road and over, about maybe an hour from here, the Bismarck St. Mary Saints taking on the Hillsborough Central Valley Burros. That game can be heard on KMAV. You can find them on the web at kmav.com, and you can listen to that game in the background and watch this game and keep track of exactly what's happening with two of your other, I'd say Bismarck St. Mary's, Hillsborough Central Valley, Kindred, and Hazen are probably the top 4 teams in Class AA right now. Central Cass might be in the mix too, actually. So those are the teams that we want to. If you're a Vikings fan or a Bison fan, those are the teams you want to keep your eyes on, the Bismarck St. Mary's Saints and the Hillsborough Central Valley Burros. Those two have been dominant teams over the last couple of years. That should be an interesting matchup. We'll see how that one weighs out. If you asked me to pick a winner, I couldn't do it. I just could not do it. So school songs are being played right now. We're about 5 minutes away from the kickoff. So after this final timeout, we'll take a look at our final pregame thoughts and wrap this thing up and get you ready for the starting lineups and the opening kickoff when our ND Sports Channel pregame show wraps up after this short timeout on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Diamond Academy and Magnitude Sports Media Network are providing a huge opportunity for high school athletes. Player profile videos shine the spotlight on a skill set required for a position in a particular sport. Whether you play softball, track and field, or any other sport, if you're a sophomore or junior, it's time to schedule your video. Most tapings take less than an hour and can save you thousands when a recruiter puts your name in the starting lineup for a college scholarship. For more information, click on Player Profiles at msportsnet.com or call us at 701-373-1843.
Download Game Time today.
Magnitude Sports Media Network is your home for all types of sports programming in a 3-state region. Over 500 previous games are available right now on demand. Since 2017, we've brought you an average of 275 games a year, including junior varsity and varsity matchups across 8 different sports. Now we're on pace for the same amount of games this year. It's a whole lot of sports, and it's all right here, where North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota teams play. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
North Dakota Softball All-Stars podcast with Tim Howe keeps you up to date year-round on the sport of softball in the state of North Dakota. Coach and player interviews, who's moving on to play college softball, and that, well, guess what? That simply scratches the surface of this Grand Slam softball podcast. A new episode every week during the softball season and every month during the off season. Listen anytime on demand on the ND Sports Channel, a Magnitude Sports Media Network station.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life. This stage is nowhere near Broadway, and none of these actors will be accepting an Oscar anytime soon. Still, they are rehearsing for something important. While they learn their lines, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, that everyone has a part to play. Skills that will make them stars long after the curtain falls. The National Federation of State High School Associations reminds you that when kids take part in high school activities, they get set for life. National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance.
All right, we'll come out of the that break here a little bit early here and get to your starting lineups. We'll turn it over to our PA announcer here, who will announce those starting lineups momentarily. I believe we might even have a national anthem.
Start with the starting lineup. The defensive unit for the Bison. At defensive end, a senior, number 51, Matthew Schneider.
Once again, the Bison in their white
Another
jerseys with
defensive
dark
end,
green numbers
a
and
senior,
green
number
pants.
55, Jaden Schmitz. At nose tackle, a senior, number 76, Fred Lundstrom. At one outside linebacker, a junior, number 84, Austin Richter. At an inside linebacker, a senior, number 78, Gabe Klieger. At the other inside linebacker position, a senior, number 53, Corden Obenauer. At outside linebacker, a senior, number 24, Brandon Snyder. A senior wearing number 88, Garrett Weir. At another quarterback position, a senior, number 10, Isaac Dahl. At free safety, a senior, number 11, Garrett Ward. And at strong safety, a sophomore, number 14, Dawson Bruner. The Bison are coached by Brett Johnsrud, Nate Leintz, Jerry Obenauer, Chris Sorensen, Lance Peterson, Jason Heldy, and Zach Huber. And now, the starting offensive unit for your Kindred Vikings. At tight end, wearing number 3, a junior, Ethan McKinney. At running back, number 7, a senior, Gunnar Rotten. At wide receiver, another senior, wearing number 10, Andrew Fryer. At quarterback, a senior, wearing number 14, Caden Olson. At another wide receiver position, a senior, number 23, Dawson Schaefer. At another running back position, a senior wearing 32, Easton Ogren. At left guard this evening, a senior wearing number 59, Riley Staten. At right tackle, a senior wearing number 61, Jacob Pollock. At right guard, a sophomore wearing number 62, Jacob Hyatt. At left tackle, a freshman, number 71, Jack Packer. And at center this evening, a senior wearing number 73, Austin Anderson. And tonight we have a special guest, the Viking Pride player of the game, Kyle Campbell. The Vikings are coached by Matt Crane, and he is assisted by Eric Burgat, Joe Harder, Nate Safe, Ryan Sunram, Kyle Fryer, and Brad Ambrosius.
All right, so with that, your starting lineups, the national anthem will be coming up next. We will take a break for that national anthem, then we'll come back with the opening kickoff right here on the ND Sports Channel. Back in a moment.
Diamond Academy and Magnitude Sports Media Network are providing a huge opportunity for high school athletes. Player profile videos shine the spotlight on a skill set required for a position in a particular sport. Whether you play softball, track and field, or any other sport, if you're a sophomore or junior, it's time to schedule your video. Most tapings take less than an hour and can save you thousands when a recruiter puts your name in the starting lineup for a college scholarship. For more information, click on Player Profiles at msportsnet.com or call us at 701-373-1843.
Download Game Time today.
Magnitude Sports Media Network is your home for all types of sports programming in a 3-state region. Over 500 previous games are available right now on demand. Since 2017, we've brought you an average of 275 games a year, including junior varsity and varsity matchups across 8 different sports. Now we're on pace for the same amount of games this year. It's a whole lot of sports, and it's all right here, where North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota teams play. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
North Dakota Softball All-Stars podcast with Tim Howe keeps you up to date year-round on the sport of softball in the state of North Dakota. Coach and player interviews, who's moving on to play college softball, and that, well, guess what? That simply scratches the surface of this Grand Slam softball podcast. A new episode every week during the softball season and every month during the off-season. Listen anytime on demand on the ND Sports Channel, a Magnitude Sports Media Network station. All right, welcome back. Gerald Field here in Kindred, North Dakota. The Kindred Vikings, nobody up here knows who won the coin toss. All we know is that the Kindred Vikings will be kicking to the Hazen Bison here to start the game. So the Bison will get the football first here as our pregame show wraps up. Once again, we'll give you audio cues of the time left in the quarter and all that good stuff, so we don't have that on our on-screen scoreboard. And we're underway here. And it'll be received at about the 9-yard line. They'll cut inside to the 20, the 25, and he'll meet a wall of blue jerseys and be dropped right at the 25-yard line. Want to give a shout out to our honorary sponsor, Express Lane, right across the street from the football field here in Kindred. I was missing a piece of equipment that I accidentally left behind at a Fargo South football game, and I asked them if they knew of a place where I could buy this said piece of equipment, and they said no. I said I need one. It's like, well, here, you can borrow ours, and we're closed by the time the game's over, but put it back in the secret location, and we'll call it good. So thank you very much. Appreciate that. Bison under center there is quarterback Isaac Dahl. And Dahl will hand it off and get shot down just in front of the 30. Good for a gain of about maybe 4 yards on that run there. And on the carry, it was Tyson Van Inwagen. Once again, the
two,
Kindred
second.
fans in blue right in front of me and directly off
Correct
to my
there, gain of
left.
3,
And the
second and 7.
Hazen fans, I have to give you props. You made a good showing here about 280 miles away from home. And our crowd mic is right over by the Hazen Bison fans. So that's about as neutral as we could get here. Isaac Dahl under center once again here for the Hazen Bison. He's going to hand it off, and they're going to kind of cut up through the middle. And they'll get about 3 more yards, but it's going to put them about 2 or 3 yards shy of the first down here. And it will be third down, and third down and about 3 to go for the Hazen Bison.
Third down and 3 from the Hazen 28.
Eli Heinrich, number 21 here, trying to pump up the Kindred fan base here on this 3rd and 3 for the Bison. Dahl back in the shotgun. Man in motion there is Hunter Keller. And gonna get dropped in the backfield is Isaac Dahl on the sack. And the Kindred Vikings will turn it over on down.
Number 10 Dahl is sacked in the backfield by Kindred linebacker number 47.
Check that, they won't turn it over on downs.
Raisler.
It will be 4th down now. My bad.
That'll bring up 4th and 6 from the 30-yard line.
So this drive started at the 25 of Kindred. They got it about 5 yards, and they're going to punt it away here. And that'll bounce out at the 40 and take a Bison roll to about the 36, and that's where it'll be touched up there by the Bison's Dawson Bruner, a sophomore.
37-yard line.
They'll actually mark it at the 37.
Kindred will take over, 1st and 10.
So 3 runs on that, and then that will result in a punt. And now Kindred will get their first possession of the game with 9:52 to go here in the first quarter of play. They'll start at their own 37-yard line. Starting quarterback here is Caden Olson. That's going to be to the far side there, and just shy of the 45. Couldn't quite see who was on the carry there. I looked at the roster and looked away. And the answer to that question is Gunnar Brock, senior for the Kindred Vikings. .9:22 and counting to go here. 2 receivers near side, 2 far side, and in the shotgun there. And man in motion, fakes the pitch, will be a quarterback keeper. And he'll gain maybe 1 or 2. He's going to be about a yard or 2 shy of the first down.
Keeper by number 14, Caden Olson. Gain of about 1 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 2.
Once again, if you can't watch this game live or you have friends or family that can't catch it live, it will be available for an on-demand 24/7 replay on our website within about 30 to 60 minutes after the conclusion of our post-game show here at the end of the game. So a heads up on that. Might want to bookmark msportsnet.com. I don't even know my own website here. Here's going to be a handoff there to Gunnar Broughton. Broughton maybe with forward momentum, possibly got the first down. It's going to be very, very close. He might be shy by a few inches here. We'll see where they spot the ball, and they will indeed be a little short. No, they're going to stop the clock, and it's officials' timeout here. And I believe they're going to bring the chains out and measure this one.
Official timeout for a measurement.
And that is exactly what the case is going to be here. So that'll stop the clock with 8:21 to go here in the first quarter. No score between the Kindred Vikings, number 5 in the AA polls, and the Hazen Bison, the number 4 in the AA polls. And here's the measurement. I think it might be just barely short. We'll find out. No, it is just right on the nose of the football there. First down, Kindred.
Gain just enough for a Kindred. First down.
I tell you, if the Bison would have pushed him back even a half a millimeter, that would not have been a first down. And that's how close it was. 8:21 to go here. 4th play of the drive and a first down. 1st and 10 from the Kindred Vikings 48. In the shotgun, Caden Olson. He'll take the snap and pitch it out near side here. Cutting out to the near sideline, breaking the defender, and now down the near sideline at the 30 and pushed out of bounds at about the 32. And we'll have a flag here, and that's going to go on the Hazen Bison.
Dawson Schaefer on the run.
Schaefer on the carry. That's good for a first down. And if
Penalty
it
flag
wasn't,
on the play.
the penalty flag would make it a first down. So the fourth run, and the penalty, I believe, will either be declined or it will add yardage to the end of the run. I'm not sure. It all depends on if the contact occurred in or out of bounds. Personal foul on the Bison. First down,
The
Kindred.
gain of 31 on the play. Personal foul on the Bison.
And they will indeed add it to the end of the run. So they'll take it from the 21 up to the
With the
11-yard line. So an additional 10 yards here for the Kindred
At the
Vikings.
Hazen 11. First down and 10.
Oh, yes.
So Olsen, the shotgun. And he'll hand it off there. And getting tripped up was Gunnar Broughton. But he did gain maybe one or got back to the original line
Gunnar
of
Broughton on the
scrimmage.
carry. Tackled by numbers.
He got back to the
78.
little bit,
Gabe
maybe even
Fleer.
lost about a half a yard there. It'll be second down and about 10 and a half from the 11-yard line. Vikings can get a first down without scoring a touchdown here. Once again, Caden Olsen, the shotgun. He'll hand it off to Gunnar Broughton. Once again, he's going to go right up the middle, and he's going to stay on his feet, break a tackle, come to the outside. Gunnar Broughton with an 11-yard touchdown run.
Vikings!
A 6-play drive,
Gunnar
all of
Broughton
it
on the
on the
12-yard
ground.
carry.
And they're giving him 12 yards on that. 12-yard touchdown run for Gunnar Broughton makes the score 6-0 in favor of the Kindred Vikings.
Number 23, Dawson Schaefer, will be back to kick. Number 10, Andy Fryer with the hold.
So Dawson Schaefer here will attempt the extra point. And the kick is up, and that one's good. No problem with that one. It's a 7-0
Kick
game
is up
now.
and good.
In
Kindred
favor of
7,
the Kindred
Hazen
Vikings.
0.
Hazen will get the ball back here with 7:18 to go in the first quarter of play, following the 12-yard touchdown run by Gunnar Broughton to put the Vikings on the board first. Back in a moment here on the Andy Sports Channel.
Magnitude Sports Media Network is your home for all types of sports programming in a 3-state region. Over 500 previous games are available right now on demand. Since 2017, we've brought you an average of 275 games a year, including junior varsity and varsity matchups across 8 different sports. Now we're on pace for the same amount of games this year. It's a whole lot of sports, and it's all right here, where North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota teams play. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
All right, welcome back. This 12-yard touchdown run by Gunnar Broughton, and the extra point makes it 7-0 here in favor of the Kindred Vikings over the Hazen Bison, with 7:18 to go in the first quarter of play.
Dawson Schaefer with the kickoff.
And Schaefer will have the kickoff here, and that will bounce at about the 15, scooped up at about the 9, and the Bison will bring it up the field here. They'll go right up the middle, all the way up to just shy of the 30 at about the, looks like they'll mark it at about the 28.5-yard line. They'll probably bump that
Dawson
up to
Bruner
the
with the
29.
return. Hazen will take over at their own 28-yard line.
It will
First
be the
and
28.
10. Correction, 29-yard line.
That's what I thought originally. I'll make the adjustment on my stat sheet here. So neither team has thrown a pass yet here in the game. It's all been run. We'll see if that changes here in this drive. Not at the moment. And they'll hand it off and get tripped up in the backfield there for the Hazen Bison is number 22, the senior
Tyson
6-foot
Vanenwagen with the carry.
tailback, Tyson Vanenwagen.
Loss of 3 on the play. Second and 13.
6:47 and counting to go. Here's the Bison will break the huddle and come up to the line of scrimmage. Second down and 12 on the scoreboard, maybe a long 12, more like 13. Dahl is in the shotgun here for the Bison. He'll take the snap and he'll hand it off. And the handoff will go into the hands there of, that is Brandon Snyder.
Brandon Snyder.
And he will not get too much on that.
Loss
Looks like he lost
on
about a
play.
yard
bring
on
up
that.
3rd and 14.
So 3rd and 14. The Bison have run the ball 5 times so far in this game. The last 2 have been for loss of yards and loss of yards. I would suspect that a pass is in the near future.
All right,
here.
Vikings fans,
And
it's 3rd
down.
down.
A couple receivers to the near side here for Hazen. Dahl in shotgun. Man in motion from far to near side. And Dahl will drop back. He'll roll, avoid the pressure, throw it out near side. Nice grab there at the 30-yard line. I believe that was Garrett Ward. But
Dahl pass to complete to number 7, Hunter Keller.
oh, it was Hunter Keller. Ward was right
Gain
in
of
there. It
about
was
5
Hunter
on the play.
Keller.
It'll bring up 4th and 9.
So 4th and 9 on the pass. So we were indeed guessing right there that a pass was on the horizon. It was a nice catch by Hunter Keller, too. He just
78, Gabe Flieger back to
couldn't
punt
get
for the
by the
Bison.
defense there to gain more than the 5 yards. So back to punt now. Hunter Keller will take the high snap. Oh, no, that's not Hunter Keller. I'm sorry. That is Gabe Flieger. And the punt will drop just over the 35 and roll to about the 32.
Flieger's punt is down.
Garrett Ward will down it there at the 32, and that's
At the
where the Kindred
32-yard
Vikings
line.
will take over.
Kindred will take over right there. 1st and 10.
Last time Kindred had the ball, they would drive it 63 yards and cap it off with a 12-yard touchdown run by Gunnar Broughton. Looks left, now runs right up the middle and finds a huge hole and then gets taken down just over the 40 at about the 41-yard line. That is Caden Olsen on the quarterback keeper.
Caden Olsen, gain of 9 on the play. 2nd and 1 for the Vikings.
So no passes yet for the Vikings, and I would suspect on a 2nd and 1 you won't see one here, but stranger things have happened. 4:33 and counting to go. Here in the first quarter of play, both teams have had the ball twice. This is the 2nd possession of the game here for the Kindred Vikings. And it'll be a pass to the near side there, and he'll bust right through some tackles. Stiff arm over the 40, and that gets him another 4 yards up to the 44. That is Andy Fryer, the senior, for the Kindred Vikings on the reception
Screen pass
there.
to number 10, Andy Fryer, gain of 22 on the play. Brings up a 1st down, Vikings.
So that's the first pass of the game here for the Kindred Vikings. Comes on the 2nd play of drive number 2. And they're moving the ball down the field here with ease, or at least they're making it look like it is with ease. Receiver to each side with 2 men in the backfield. And it'll be a handoff to Broughton. Broughton will cut through a hole, go over to the far side, has a man to beat. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10, the 5, the touchdown. It is a 36-yard touchdown run for Gunnar Broughton to make the score 13-0 Kindred.
Vikings! Gunnar Broughton, 36 yards.
That came on the 3rd play of the drive. They ran it, they
Dawson
passed
Schaefer
it,
back
and then
to
they ran it.
Kick the extra point. Andy Fryer with the hold.
So Fryer will hold, and Dawson Schaefer will attempt the extra point. Here's a snap, the hold, the kick, and a whistle before the kick. And I have a suspicion they'll have to do this one over. So far, so good for the Kindred Vikings, and we'll see if the Hazen Bison here can respond before Kindred puts too much more damage
Penalty
on the
flag on the
scoreboard
play.
here. Penalty flag, we'll get the official call here momentarily. I'm not sure if it's on Hazen or Kindred. And the penalty is declined, so the kick will be
Offsides on the Bison.
retried.
Penalty is declined. Kindred will re-kick.
I'm going to back the ball up here a little bit. About a yard or two on the, there's the snap and the hold, and the kick is up, and it's through the uprights and good for one more, and that makes the score 14-0 in favor of the Kindred Vikings.
Hazen, 0.
All right, well, we have 3:55 to go here. That drive took 1 minute and 1 second here for the Kindred Vikings. We'll take a timeout, be right back after this on the ND Sports Channel.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life.
All right, welcome back. 2 touchdown runs by Gunnar Broughton, a 12-yard run and a 36-yard run to make the score 14-0 with the 2 extra points. And the Kindred Vikings are off to a good start here on homecoming night on their home field, and a huge crowd on hand. A large sea of blue and white right in front of me, and off to my left in the student section, off to a little bit further to the left. There's the kick, and that'll be scooped up right at the goal line at the 5 to 10 to 15, 20. That's going to cut through the middle, 25, butts the tackle and gets up to about the 29-yard line. And on the returner, it was Dawson Bruner.
Tackle by number 47, Brock Raisler. The Bison will take over at their own 30-yard line, 1st and 10.
Bison on their first possession had the ball for 2 minutes and 8 seconds. On their second possession, they had the ball for 2 minutes and 22 seconds. On both of those possessions, they would punt the ball away. The Kindred Vikings had the ball for 2 minutes and 34 seconds, scoring the 12-yard touchdown run. And then 1 minute, 1 second on that 36-yard touchdown run that you saw just most recently. Handoff there, and busted on a couple of tackles and not getting too far. Got back to the original line of scrimmage there. That was Vanenwagen on the carry for the Hazen Bison, and that brings us to the 3:33 mark.
No gain on the play, 2nd and 10.
The quarter. 2nd and 10. And we'll see what kind of play the Bison come out with here. I've always wanted to call a Bison and Vikings game, and I thought that would never be possible since one plays college and one's in the NFL, and now here I am calling a Bison and a Viking game. Receiver near side, receiver far side, 2 in the backfield, and it'll be a handoff. And tackled for a loss. That's a loss of at least 3, maybe 4.
Vanenwagen with the carry. Another tackle by number 47, Brock Raisler. Loss of 3 on the play, brings up 3rd and 13 for the Bison.
Bison off to a rough start here. My hunch says that they might be able to shake this off and come out here, if not in the first quarter, in the second quarter, and maybe put together a little bit more offense. They'll send 2 receivers to each side, man in motion, far side to near side, high snap, dropping back, 3-step drop, thrown to the far sideline, and just overthrows his receiver. Nice coverage on the play there by Kindred's, see here, that
pass
was
to number 11,
Chase
Garrett Ward
Miller.
goes incomplete. That brings up 4th down.
And that'll bring up a 4th down for the Bison. So they punted, and now they're in a position where they probably should punt again, but we'll see here if that's what they're gonna do, and it sure is.
Number 78, Gabe Klieger back to punt. Dawson Schaefer back to receive.
So the pass is incomplete, and I thought for a moment he was gonna fake the punt there, and that one's gonna drop, and it'll be picked up there by Hazen's, that's Garrett Weir, a senior.
Leaders punt travels to the Kindred 47-yard line. They'll take over there, 1st and 10.
So 2:10 to go here in the first period of play, and Kindred's going to get their 3rd possession of the game. And throwing, and he's got his man wide open, just barely overthrew him, and he would have been in the end zone had he had an extra step on the run.
Intended receiver number 32, Easton Ogren.
I'll stop the clock with 2:02 on the
That brings
incomplete
up 2nd and 10
pass.
for the Vikings at their own 47-yard line.
2nd and 10 now. The Vikings have gotten a first down on all their drives so far. Second and 10, man, the shotgun, or not, man, it's not, you know what I meant to say there. Over the middle and couldn't quite make the grab there, jumping up and stretching out his left arm was
number 23,
Schaefer.
Dawson Schaefer. 3rd down and 10 for the Vikings.
I'll stop the clock with 1:57 to go here in the first quarter of play. Hazen had the ball for 1 minute and 3 seconds on their last possession. Right now, Kindred has had the ball for 13 seconds on 2 incomplete passes. And a timeout, Kindred.
Called by the Vikings.
So the Vikings will take a timeout, and we will too. The Vikings lead the Bison here 14-0 with 1:57 to go in the first quarter of play. Be right back after this on the ND Sports Channel.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level of my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
All right, so the Kindred Vikings come out of the timeout here with a 3rd and 10. The first 2 plays of the drive were incomplete pass and incomplete pass. And now we'll see what kind of play they draw up here out of the timeout. Kay Nolson, the quarterback, the senior for the Kindred Vikings, in the shotgun. He'll take the snap, roll out to his right. He's looking down deep field. Now he throws over the middle, and Dawson Schaefer had it, and then he got it stripped away, and it'll fall incomplete. So that'll be
4th down and 10 for the Vikings.
a 4th and 10 now, and for the first time in the game here, the Kindred Vikings will punt the ball away. And could this be the turnaround that the Hazen Bison need? That is the
for the
question.
Bison, number 14, Dawson Bruner back to receive.
Bruner back on his own 25, and now we have a whistle. And Hazen just took a
Timeout on the field, called by Hazen.
So Hazen will take a timeout, and we'll take a timeout as well. Back in a moment here on the ND Sports Channel.
National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance, but they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over. Take part. Get set for life.
All right, well, welcome back. Kindred Vikings have a 14-0 lead on a 12-yard and a 36-yard touchdown run by Gunnar Broughton, the senior tailback / running back here for the Kindred Vikings. But this time they had a little bit of trouble. They tried passing it 3 times. Took a timeout on 3rd and 10, incomplete on 3rd and 10 for 4th and 10, and now they're punting. And the punt is away. Bruner at his 15 takes the pass, or takes the ball, cuts to the outside at the 20, and he'll get tackled immediately there at the 21-yard line by Kindred's Gunnar Broughton, who plays linebacker on the
returns it for the Bison
defensive side of the ball.
To their own 22-yard line. Tackle by Vikings number 7, Gunnar Broughton. Hazen will take over at their own 22, 1st and 10.
So minute 40 remaining here. Kindred had the ball for exactly 30 seconds on that last possession. That'd be a fake the handoff, roll to the near side, and he got his man. He caught it. It was Hunter Keller, but he was tackled immediately there by Kindred's Caden Olson.
Gain of 2 on the play. Bring up 2nd and 8 for the Bison.
So he was able to pick up a couple there on that pass. And now with a 2nd and 8. See what Hazen comes out of the huddle with here. Hazen started at their own 25, their first possession, their own 29, the second possession, their own 29, the third possession, and now they start at their own 22. This is their worst starting field position of the game so far. That'll be a handoff, and he'll get up the middle, maybe about 4 or 5 yards on that one.
And
we'll see where they spot it.
Brandon Snyder
on the carry.
Gain of about 3 on the play. Tackle by number 73,
being a little
Austin
generous
Anderson.
there. They're only going to give him
3rd down and 5.
3rd and 5 from the 28-yard line. Just on 2 plays, they've been able to advance the ball 6 yards here on the Viking defense. And we'll see if Kindred's defense can hold and maybe get some momentum back here. Be a quarterback keeper, at least I think it was a quarterback keeper, and he'll get drilled at about the 31, and they'll be about a half a yard short of the first down. It will be very close. I wouldn't be surprised if they made, nope, they're going to give him the first down.
That brings up the Bison. First down.
So that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter.
That's the end of the first quarter, ladies and gentlemen. The Kindred Vikings 14, the Hazen Bison 0.
Bison will march down to the other end of the field, and when we come back, they will be on their own 33-yard line after this on the ND Sports Channel. North Dakota Softball All-Stars podcast with Tim Howe keeps you up to date year-round on the sport of softball in the state of North Dakota. Coach and player interviews, who's moving on to play college softball, and that, well, guess what? That simply scratches the surface of this Grand Slam softball podcast. A new episode every week during the softball season and every month during the off season. Listen anytime on demand on the ND Sports Channel, a Magnitude Sports Media Network station. All right, welcome back. Start of the second quarter of play here, and the Vikings lead 14-0, but the Hazen Bison have a 1st and 10 from their own 33-yard line here. Isaac Dahl, the quarterback, in the shotgun. Look to the far side, now stumbles over a Viking, now comes to the near side, still looking to pass, now tucks the ball over the 40 and out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. Be a gain of about 10 and...
Ball spotted about the 43-yard line.
Should be about a yard short of the first down, about. Or maybe they will give him a first down.
First
and
down
they
for the
will
Bison
indeed award them the
at their
first
own
down.
43-yard line.
I think that play was intended to be a pass. It didn't work
Tackled
out,
by
and
number
it turned
32, Easton Ogren.
to a scramble by Isaac Dahl, and he was able to pick up the first down as a result. So a little bit of momentum shifting back now to the Hazen Bison here, down 14-0 after two quick punches to the gut there by the senior Gunnar Broughton. And Dahl's receiver fell down. The intended receiver was Garrett Ward.
Dahl's pass ball is incomplete to number 11, Garrett Ward. Brings up 2nd and 10.
If Ward had not lost his footing there at midfield, he may have had a reception. And on the flip side of that, if the defender there, Dawson Schaefer, would have had an extra step, he may have had an interception. That'll stop the clock with 11:45 to go here in the second quarter now. And Dahl will roll to his right. And he had his man, but he dropped it. It was Brandon Snyder.
Dahl's pass intended for number 24, Brandon Snyder, is incomplete. 3rd down and 10 for the Bison.
Just couldn't quite grip it. It almost, just looking at Snyder dropping that pass, you would think that it's raining out here. I mean, it looked like he dropped a wet ball, but it is completely dry out here. That one just slipped through his hands, and now it would be 3rd and 10 from the 43-yard line.
All right, Vikings fans, it's 3rd down.
Two receivers each side. Dahl drops back, throws near sideline. He's going to overthrow his receiver. No flag on the play here. The pass was intended for Van Wagen.
Is incomplete. It'll be 4th and 10.
Want to give a shout out to Daniel watching tonight on the Andy Sports Channel. Neutral fan here. Don't think he has a preference towards either team. He's actually a Oak Grove Grover fan.
25-yard line. They'll take over there. 1st and 10.
So another drive for Hazen that results in a punt. And Kindred will take over with 11:27 to go here. So let's see here, that's 33 seconds in the second quarter, a minute 40 in the first quarter for a total of 2:13 time of possession on that last possession that carried from the first to the second quarter. Now he'll bust out to the far side there. That's Caden Olsen. He gets up over the 30, tackled down right around the 31, 32-yard line. We'll see where they spot. It looks like it's going to be at the
Olsen
31.
With the keeper.
6-yard gain on the
6-yard
play
gain
there.
on the play brings up 2nd and 4 from the Kindred 31-yard line.
Once again, if we are getting any of the name pronunciations wrong, you're welcome to text us there at 701-373-1843 with a phonetic spelling, and we will correct it as needed. And we do appreciate you watching and giving us that advice there. And this will be a pitch. He'll come to the near side. It goes into the hands there of Elijah. I believe that's Elijah Heinrich. Number 21. If it's number 21, it's Heinrich. And it is. Elijah Heinrich will take the carry.
Sweep
Up to about
21,
the 49.
Eli Heinrich.
Pickup of about 18.
18 on the play. Brings up another Vikings. 1st down.
So the clock temporarily stops so they can move the chains, and now it starts to tick again with 10:27, 10:26, 25, etc. Caden Olson, the shotgun, takes the snap, drops back 5 steps, looks near sideline, throws it up, and made the catch. The receiver is Ethan McKinney.
Olson's pass to number 3, Ethan McKinney,
To about
is
the
complete.
25.
Gain of 28 on the
28
play. Another
yard.
Vikings first down.
So 3 plays and a substantial amount of yards here. The Kindred Vikings picking up right where they nearly left off in the first quarter here. Gunnar Broughton rolls off a tackle, comes back to the near side, and gets pushed out of bounds right around the 15. We'll see where they spot it. And it will
And
indeed be at the
7, Gunnar
15.
Broughton.
Good for a gain of 10. And
Gain of close to 10 on the play.
Come on, Bison!
That'll be another Vikings first down.
And they will award the first down. So another play and another first down. Back-to-back plays resulting in first downs here for the Kindred Vikings, as they are on the move here. That'll be a handoff. He'll sneak through a couple defenders and gain about
Handoff
none.
to number
on that.
47, Brock Raisler.
Brock
Looks to be
Raisler.
about a gain of about 2 on the play.
Oh,
They'll
they're
bring
going to
up
give him
2nd and
about
8.
2. Okay. Set up 2nd and 8 then. 9:44 and counting to go here. Second quarter of play. 2nd and 8 from the Bison 13-yard line. Caden Olson, the shotgun, sends a man in motion. Fakes the pitch, and it's a keeper. Caden Olson at the 10. Caden Olson spins around. Carries a couple tacklers with him up close to the 5-yard line. Looks like they're going to mark it just shy of the 5, but on the other side of the
Caden
6.
Olson with the
So
carry.
we'll see where they spot it. Official there standing right between the 6 and the 5 as he backs up.
7 on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and short for the Vikings.
And that's exactly where they place the ball, just shy of the 5-yard line. 3rd and short, less than a yard here with 8:57 and counting to go. And it'll be a handoff to Gunnar Broughton. And Broughton, well, he didn't get far, but he might have got enough for the first down. We'll see where they mark it.
Gunnar Broughton with the carry. Gain of 1 on the play. Another Vikings first down.
So that first down will set up a 1st and goal from the 6-yard line here for the Vikings. Gunnar Broughton with 2 touchdown runs, a 12-yard and a 36-yard touchdown run. They'll send 2 receivers, including Broughton, out to the far side, 2 receivers near side. Olson in the shotgun. Sends the man in motion, and it'll be a pitch into the hands there of Dawson Schaefer. And Schaefer will bust through a tackle into the end zone for a touchdown.
Touchdown!
So Dawson Schaefer with the 4-yard touchdown run. Makes the score 20-0 with the extra point pending. So scored
Number 23,
2 in the
Dawson Schaefer
first.
back to kick. Andy Fryer with the hold.
Sorry. Come with us?
And I believe our batteries just went dead in the crowd mic, and we'll fix that here right about now. We'll add the point to the scoreboard, and it's 21-0. Kindred will take a timeout, and now we got it back. So we'll be right back. We'll check on it anyway. We'll be back after this on the ND Sports Channel.
This stage is nowhere near Broadway, and none of these actors will be accepting an Oscar anytime soon. Still, they are rehearsing for something important. While they learn their lines, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, that everyone has a part to play. Skills that will make them stars long after the curtain falls. The National Federation of State High School Associations reminds you that when kids take part in high school activities, they get set for life.
All right, welcome back here. Second quarter of play, 8:27 to go. As Dawson Schaefer runs it in for the touchdown. Extra point good, 21-0 in favor of the Kindred Vikings here in the second quarter of play. We'll turn down our crowd mic there until AC/DC is done playing because we'll get blocked worldwide if YouTube picks that up. And the kick is on the way. And it'll bounce at about the 11 where it's picked up there on the far side. Breaking through some tackles and up, and the ball was nearly stripped away from him, but he was able to hold on to it, get over the 30 to about the 31, 32-yard line. Now we can turn that crowd mic back up here.
Tackled by number 62, Jacob Hyatt. Ball will be at the Hazen 33-yard line, 1st and 10.
Yeah, it was just a fluke with that mic. It's working just fine, at least at the moment. So we do have batteries on standby if we need to go put new ones in. So if it does go out, it won't be out for very long. We can tell you that much for sure. Isaac Dahl under center now here for the Bison. He'll hand it off. And nice run up the middle. Nearly broke tackles, nearly got space, and he'll roll up to right around the 45-yard line. Brandon Snyder with a gain of about 11.
Gain of 10 yards, and a Bison 1st down.
So officially a gain of 10. There'll be another handoff here. I believe that's Snyder over on the far side. No, it's Van and Wagen, excuse me.
Number 22, Tyson Van Wagen.
And he'll sneak it up over midfield into Kindred Viking territory at the 45. Back-to-back gains of double-digit yards, 1 of 10, 1 of 11. They move the ball 21 yards in 2 plays. Not bad here. Hazen Bison could really use a confidence booster here. And they've gotten a couple of decent confidence boosters. We'll see if they can get a 3rd one in a row here. Under center is Dahl with 2 men in the backfield, receiver each side. He'll hand it off, and the Kindred Viking defense is right there. And that play comes to a stop as soon as it starts.
And he's stopped up right away by number 47, Brock Raisler. Loss of 1 on the play, 2nd and 11.
So Dahl in the shotgun this time with 2 receivers each side. He'll take the snap, fake the handoff, look near side. Now he needs to avoid the pressure and nearly got shoestrung tackled there, but he was able to break it and get out at about the 45, 44. We'll see where they spot it. He stepped out right in front of the Kindred Viking sideline here.
That'll bring up 3rd.
So they'll set the ball up at the 42-yard line officially. Sets up a 3rd and 8 with 6:35 to go here in the second quarter of play. Vikings on their first possession of the second quarter had the ball for 33 seconds. 2 runs, 2 passes, including the 4-yard touchdown run by Dawson Schaefer. 6:35, Dahl in the shotgun as a receiver far side, throws over the middle and a flag. That'll be pass interference, if not a personal foul there, as Gunnar Broughton just basically nearly swiped the helmet off the Bison receiver.
Number 88, Garrett Weir, is incomplete. Flag on the play.
It's definitely going to be on Kindred. I'm pretty sure it's going to be on Gunnar Broughton. We'll see what the official call is here momentarily. As the officials get together to discuss it. Not much of a discussion there.
That's a pass interference on the Vikings.
And it will indeed be pass interference.
That's a 15-yard penalty.
Broughton probably lucky he didn't get the personal foul called on him on there.
Down.
Looked like a pretty brutal shot to the head there for Brandon Snyder, the intended receiver on that. So they'll get the first down via the penalty, and they'll stop the clock with 6:32 to go here in the second quarter of play as Dahl will set up in the shotgun once again. And he'll roll out to his right, throw it over the middle. It got his man at about the 20. The reflection off the glass here
Tyson Vandenwagen falls incomplete. It'll be second
allowed
and
me
10.
to not be able to see that, but I was just found out that it was Vandenwagen. So we'll keep the lights off because then I can see the jersey numbers out on the field. It was working for the papers in the booth here, but I think the jersey numbers on the field are a little bit more important to me here, so. So Hazen on the move here with the ball. 6:27 to go here. Only 5 to go on the play clock. They need to scoot it along here. 2-1, just barely got it off. And it'll be a quarterback keeper, and he will lose about 3 yards on that play. Original line of scrimmage is at the 27.
Tackled by number 3, Ethan McKinney.
21-0.
Loss of 3 on the play. That'll bring third down and 13 for the Bison. All right, Vikings fans, it's third down.
Third and 13 from 30. And a whistle. And a timeout, Hazen Bison. It's their second timeout of the half. They'll take a timeout, so will we. Back in a moment here on the Andy Sports Channel.
Magnitude Sports Media Network is your home for all types of sports programming in a 3-state region. Over 500 previous games are available right now on demand. Since 2017, we've brought you an average of 275 games a year, including junior varsity and varsity matchups across 8 different sports. Now we're on pace for the same amount of games this year. It's a whole lot of sports, and it's all right here, where North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota teams play. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
All right, welcome back. It is third and 13 from the 30-yard line here for the Hazen Bison coming out of the Bison timeout. Dahl under center. 2 receivers far side, 1 near side, 2 men in the backfield. And Dahl will drop back and pass over the middle. And did he catch it? I don't know. It was low to the ground. Kindred Viking defender there saying he did not catch it. That was Gunnar Broughton. But they're going to award him the reception, and that's going to be about 3 yards shy of the first down. It'll set up a
about 10 on the play. It'll bring
fourth and third approximately. Update on another AA score here for you. Hillsborough Central Valley leading Bismarck St. Mary's 12-0 in the second quarter. I believe that's the early part of the second quarter here. And if we get scores from any of the other AA games, we'll certainly pass them along to you during our broadcast here. Here it's 21-0 with 5 minutes and counting to go. It's a 4th and 3, and the Bison are going to go for it. And a whistle will come before the play.
Timeout taken by Hazen.
And Hazen will take, I believe, their third and final timeout. It's at least the third timeout. So we'll take another timeout as well. We'll check that statewide scoreboard in the timeout and see if we can get any more scores. And be back in a moment here on the ND Sports Channel.
This stage is nowhere near Broadway, and none of these actors will be accepting an Oscar anytime soon. Still, they are rehearsing for something important. While they learn their lines, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, that everyone has a part to play. Skills that will make them stars long after the curtain falls. The National Federation of State High School Associations reminds you that when kids take part in high school activities, they get set for life.
All right, out of the Bison timeout, 4th down and 3, 4:55 to go. Dahl in the shotgun takes the snap. Now he has to avoid the pressure, throws to the far side. He has a man, but couldn't grab it as he stretched out with his right hand and went right over his head. Just a little bit too much juice on that pass there from Dahl. It'll fall incomplete, and the Bison will turn it over on downs.
Take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
The Bison able to hang on to the ball there for exactly 4 minutes. And now with 4:49 to go, the Vikings will take over. And just doing quick mental math, it appears that Hazen has advantage on time of possession. But the Vikings have the advantage on the scoreboard.
2nd and 8 for the Vikings.
Class AAA score for A. West Fargo Packers lead the Fargo North Spartans by the score of 27-0. Class Single A halftime score, New Salem Glen Ellyn leads Dickinson Trinity 14-0.
Get the wind knocked out one of them? I don't know. It kind of looks like that. Got a shot.
Another AAA score. Red River leads West Fargo Cheyenne 14-6. Start of the second half. Trying to find the Northern Cass Jaguars score. I know my buddy Brad is at that game, but he's not getting any updates to me right now. So we'll try and bug him a little bit later here for that update.
Number 7, Gunnar Broughton with the carry. Gain of about 3 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and 5 for the Vikings.
Fargo Davies leads the Grand Forks Central Knights 16-0 at the end of the first quarter. Third and 4 from the 26 here for the Kindred Vikings. Caden Olson in the shotgun. 2 receivers near side. He'll roll to the far side and throw to the far side. And diving over there, I believe that was Jacob.
Fryer falls incomplete. It'll be 4th down for the Vikings.
Chase Miller, I believe, I don't know, it was one of the 30s. I can tell you that much. And the punt will drop at about the 46 and roll out of bounds at about the 42-yard line.
Schaefer's punt is downed by the Vikings at the Hazen 42-yard line. They'll take over there, 1st and 10.
That's the second punt of the game here for the Kindred Vikings. Here's a Class AA score for you. Devils Lake 35-0 over Watford City at halftime. 3:32 to go here. 21-0 in favor of the Kindred Vikings. Hazen Bison have the ball. Dahl in the shotgun. He'll drop back, roll to his right, throw, far side of the field. He has a man over there, but it's going to be intercepted by the Vikings. That's the first turnover of the game.
Ward's pass is intercepted. 10, Andy Fryer.
Andy Fryer picks up the INT.
Vikings will take over 1st and 10 from their own 21-yard line. Another double-A score. At halftime, Devils Lake leads Watford City 35-0.
So the Bison had the ball for a total of 6 seconds on that possession there. Now Kindred will take over on their own 21-yard line. And not going to get very far on that play there. And it'll be a loss of about 2 or 3 yards on the play.
With the scramble. Loss of 3 on the play brings up 2nd and 13.
Once again, if you have any scores, you can text them into us at 701-373-1843. We would gladly take them from you and pass them along. Double A preferred, but we'll take all the other scores as well. A lot of people here interested in that double A, and Olsen got hit, and I'm wondering if that was a fumble or if his arm was going forward. We don't have instant replay here, so we're going to have to take the official's word for it.
Fumble by the Vikings.
And it will indeed be a
Recovered
fumble.
at the 10 by Brock Raisler. That'll bring up 3rd down. And about 22.
So the Kindred Vikings actually had the ball for a minute there. Oh, and the Kindred Vikings will keep the ball. They'll go backwards, and in the hands there of Chase Miller, far side, still trying to break some tackles over the 45 and down at about the 46-yard line.
Pass to complete to number 23, Dawson Schaefer.
Oh, check that, number 23, Dawson Schaefer, not 33.
Gain of 37 on the play, and a Vikings 1st down.
So in the last minute and 6 seconds, we've had 3 plays: an interception, a fumble, and then the 37-yard pass. And it'll be a keeper by Olsen here. He'll try and get around a couple defenders, but he'll get pushed back. And they'll spot that one just shy of the 45-yard line.
Number 14, Caden Olsen.
Be a loss of about 1, maybe closer to 2.
Loss of 1 on the play brings up 2nd and 11.
Class AAA score for you. Dickinson, Jamestown tied at 7 at halftime. That'll be a pass, far side. It's caught at the 50-yard line, breaks a tackle, and scoots it up to about the 47.
Pass complete to number 7, Gunnar Broughton.
Gunnar Broughton on the reception there, and that brings us to about 47 seconds remaining. Timeout, Kindred. We'll take a timeout as well. Be right back after this.
On the play. That'll bring up
Sports
3rd and 2 for the Vikings. Timeout.
North Dakota Softball All-Stars podcast with Tim Howe keeps you up to date year-round on the sport of softball in the state of North Dakota. Coach and player interviews, who's moving on to play college softball, and that, well, guess what? That simply scratches the surface of this Grand Slam softball podcast. A new episode every week during the softball season and every month during the off-season. Listen anytime on demand on the ND Sports Channel, a Magnitude Sports Media Network station. that break here. There'll be a quarterback. I believe that's Caden Olsen anyway. And it was Caden Olsen bringing it up over the 35 to about the 33.
Caden Olsen with the run, gain of about 13 on the play. That'll bring up a Vikings first down.
38 seconds remaining here. At the end of the first quarter, it was Turtle Mountain 8, Central Cass 6. And Lisbon is all over Northern Cass right now. I believe it was 36-0.
Yeah! Caden Olsen is sacked in the backfield by number 78.
That sack will set up a second down and about 17 or so.
Kindred takes a timeout.
Kindred to take a timeout. I believe it's about second and
another double
16
score
possibly.
update. Turtle Mountain 8, Central Cass 6 at halftime.
And a correction on what I said earlier. I said 36-0. It was actually 32-0 Lisbon over Northern Cass. Jordan Sowers, 161 yards of total offense and 4 touchdowns for the Lisbon Broncos. And Northern Cass Jaguars in that first half failing to get a first down. Something tells me those Jaguars should have had a couple more burgers at that 5:30 burger bash up there tonight in Northern Cass. We'll see if the Jaguars can recover there in the second half. We'll keep you updated on those scores as they continue to come into us here. Once again, if you're just joining us, Devils Lake 35-0 at halftime over Watford City. And that's all I got at the moment. And when we get more, we'll pass them along to you here. Oh, here's another score here. Just in about 2 minutes ago. Halftime score. Beulah leads Wahpeton 28-0 at halftime. Here's Caden Olsen, the shotgun. He's looking over the middle. He's got his man, got tipped up. And did he make the diving catch on the interception? I believe he did. It was tipped and it will go to the Bison.
Olsen's pass is tipped and intercepted by the
Ethan
Bison.
McKinney doesn't agree with that.
At their own 28-yard line, first and 10.
Nothing behind you, dude. Here we go. Boys, here we go.
And that'll be a throw. And that was nearly intercepted by Gunnar Broughton over. It was just right through his hands there. That'll stop the clock with 13.9.
Number 10, Isaac Dahl, incomplete. Number 7, Gunnar Broughton on the defense.
13.9 seconds to go in halftime. Coming up in halftime here, we'll go over the first half game summary. We'll take a look at that statewide scoreboard once again, and we'll get you set for the second half here between the Bison and the Vikings. Right now, it's all Vikings, 21-0. Bison have had a couple of opportunities to make things interesting, but the Viking defense has been strong thus far this evening.
That run by number 24, Brandon Snyder.
Clock
12 on the play.
For the moment, so they
brings
can
up
move
a Hazen
the
Bison
chains.
first down. Tackled by number 21, Eli Heinrich.
And now the
number 7,
clock will
Broughton.
start again. 3, 2, 1. They will not get the play off. That'll bring us to halftime.
And that's halftime.
So we'll take a
Kindred
timeout.
Vikings, 21.
Go over the first game,
The Hazen Bison,
first half
0.
summary, and once again your score at halftime. The Kindred Vikings 21, the
for our
Hazen
halftime
Bison
homecoming
0. Plus
festivities.
homecoming coming up at halftime here for the Kindred Vikings as well. Back in a moment here on the ND Sports Channel.
Diamond Academy and Magnitude Sports Media Network are providing a huge opportunity for high school athletes. Player profile videos shine the spotlight on a skill set required for a position in a particular sport. Whether you play softball, track and field, or any other sport, if you're a sophomore or junior, it's time to schedule your video. Most tapings take less than an hour and can save you thousands when a recruiter puts your name in the starting lineup for a college scholarship. For more information, click on Player Profiles at msportsnet.com or call us at 701-373-1843.
All right, we're going to bring it back
Abraham,
now for
daughter of Blair and Tanya Abraham.
the homecoming festivities here.
Lexi Foss, daughter of Robbie and Carmen Foss. Jonas Allen, son of Cash and Laura Oster-Allen. Andy Fryer, son of Kyle and Kathy Fryer. Your 2019 homecoming queen is Coralie Schwartzwalter, daughter of Chad and Amy Schwartzwalter. And your 2019 homecoming king is Gunnar Broughton, son of David and Teresa Broughton. Congratulations to the 2019 homecoming king and queen royalty.
And
And again, ladies and gentlemen, please
and
make sure to take time to stop by the concession
That
stand
will wrap
to support
up
the Kindred
the
Area Community Foundation.
homecoming
Serving lemonade and hot chocolate. This is a permanent fund raising money and
festivities
using
here
that money to
at
make
Journal
grants in the
Field
communities
in
of Davenport,
Kindred.
Hickson,
He
Leonard,
told me
Kindred,
that they
and
were going to
Wilcox,
do it quickly,
and also
well,
Oxbow.
he was not
Ask a
kidding
committee
me.
member at the concession stand for more information, and thank you for supporting a great cause.
All right, we'll take another timeout and come back with the halftime show in a little bit here on the Indy Sports Channel. Stay tuned.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level of my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
All right, welcome back. Halftime here, just shy of 8 minutes away from the start of the second half. Let's go over the first half game summary here. Hazen would start the game with the ball. We'll turn down the crowd mic there as Phil Collins plays in the background. Love the song, but YouTube doesn't like the song, so we'll turn that down there. Hazen started the game with a possession that lasted 2 minutes and 8 seconds. 3 plays and out, and they punted. The Kindred Vikings would get it, run 6 plays, and cap it off with a 12-yard touchdown run by Gunnar Broughton to make it 6-0, extra point good, 7-0. time of possession on that first possession for the Vikings, 2 minutes, 34 seconds. Then the Hazen Bison would take the ball for 2 minutes and 22 seconds, start the drive at their own 29-yard line, run 3 plays, 2 runs and a pass, and they would punt it. And then the Kindred Vikings would hold on to the ball for 1:01 on their second possession of the game, and they would cap it on a 36-yard touchdown run on a drive that was only 3 plays. A run, a pass, and a run. And that third play was the 36-yard touchdown run to make it 13-0. Extra point good. It's 14-0 Kindred with 4:56 remaining in the first quarter of play. For 1:03, Hazen would hold the ball for their third possession of the game. 3 plays and out, they would punt. And then Kindred would get it right back. But they would throw 3 incomplete passes, 2 incomplete passes. They would take a timeout on 3rd and 10, come out of that, throw another incomplete pass, and they would punt. That possession only lasted 30 seconds for the Kindred Vikings. Then the Hazen Bison would finish out the first quarter, carry the possession over into the second quarter. They would run a total of 7 plays on that drive, and Dawson Schaefer would cap it off with a 4-yard touchdown run. I'll check that. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let's see here. I think I put the line of separation for first and second quarter at the wrong spot. So that's what tripped me up there. Okay, so after the 3 and out on the 3 incomplete passes by Kindred and the punt, on a possession that only lasted 30 seconds, Hazen would get the ball back with 1:40 to go in the first quarter. They would hold on to the ball for the remainder of the first quarter, do 3 pass plays in that first quarter, carry it over into the second quarter with a run and 2 incomplete passes, and they would end up punting. They would hold the ball for a total of 2 minutes and 13 seconds, 1:40 for the remainder of the first quarter, and then 33 seconds in the start of the second quarter before Kindred would get the ball back. And 33 seconds later, 2 runs and 2 passes, Dawson Schaefer with the 4-yard touchdown run to make it 20-0, extra point good, 21-0. Hazen would have the ball for their longest possession of the game for 4 minutes, starting at the 11:27 mark, ending at the 8:27 mark. But they would turn it over on downs on a 4th down play that just did not go in favor of the Hazen Bison. Kindred would get the ball back there, 3 plays and out. They would punt, and then Hazen would get the ball back. They would do 1 play. It would be a pass, and Andy Fryer would intercept that pass to put an end to the Hazen possession that only lasted for 6 seconds. Kindred would get the ball back, and they fumbled it on the first run, and we thought it was initially recovered by Hazen, but turns out Kindred would keep the ball. And then that drive would stall. Hazen would get the ball back, and they would throw another interception. And then, check that. Yeah, they would. And okay, so Hazen would throw the interception, and then Kindred would get the ball back for about 20 seconds. Hazen would get the ball back to finish out the halftime, the first half, and now that brings us to where we're at now, with the Kindred Vikings leading the Hazen Bison by the score of 21-0. We are about 3 minutes shy of the start of the second half. We'll take another timeout and be right back here on the ND Sports Channel.
Diamond Academy and Magnitude Sports Media Network are providing a huge opportunity for high school athletes. Player profile videos shine the spotlight on a skill set required for a position in a particular sport. Whether you play softball, track and field, or any other sport, if you're a sophomore or junior, it's time to schedule your video. Most tapings take less than an hour and can save you thousands when a recruiter puts your name in the starting lineup for a college scholarship. For more information, click on Player Profiles at msportsnet.com or call us at 701-373-1843.
Download Game Time today.
Magnitude Sports Media Network is your home for all types of sports programming in a 3-state region. Over 500 previous games are available right now on demand. Since 2017, we've brought you an average of 275 games a year, including junior varsity and varsity matchups across 8 different sports. Now we're on pace for the same amount of games this year. It's a whole lot of sports, and it's all right here, where North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota teams play. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
All right, we got about 2 minutes here remaining of halftime. Let's go through the statewide scoreboard and see what we got. And we'll start here just at the top and go down. All these scores I'm about to mention can be found on our Twitter page at NDSportsCH1. Halftime, Northern Cass trailing Lisbon 32-0. After one quarter of play, Langdon leads the Rugby Panthers 16-0. End of the third quarter, Ned Rose leads South Prairie 20-0. Let's see here. Cavalier leads North Prairie 30-14 at halftime. St. John is all over Benson County right now. It's halftime, and the score is 60-14 in favor of the Woodchucks. And Class AA football, Devils Lake at halftime, 35-0 over the Watford City Wolves. That one's been at half for a while. No update in the last 22 minutes or so. West Hope Newburgh Glenburn leads Park River 20-0 at the halftime break up in Glenburn. 9-man football score for you. Kidder County 36-0 over Napoleon Gackel Streeter at the half. Beulah up 28-0 as of halftime about 15 minutes ago. Let's see here. About 10 minutes ago at the halftime mark, it was Findlay Sharon Hope Page 20 and Mayport CG 14. Oaks leads Thompson at the half, but no score reported on that. It just says that Oaks leads. So if we get a score on that one, we'll pass it along to you. At the half, Harvey Wells County leads Carrington 12-0. Des Lacs Burlington leads Kenmare Bowbells. I forget the rest of the co-op on that one. That's a halftime score. Des Lacs Burlington. The Lakers leading the Honkers. Let's put it that way. 16-7. Crazy action happening at in the Shanley game. In the first half of play, the Shanley Deacons kicker Emmett Kenny attempted a 54-yard field goal, and it just came up short. They're guessing that it would have been good if it would have been a 50-yard attempt. So he just came up a little bit short. Very impressive kick there. I'm definitely going to be looking at that one on Shanley TV after this game comes to a wrap. I want to check that one out. Even though he missed it, I want to see it. Turtle Mountain 8-6 over Central Cass. That's a halftime score as of about 9 minutes ago. Another halftime score in AAA. Fargo Davies all over Grand Forks Central right now by the score 32-0. That was the second place game that 108 of you voted on. And if you wouldn't have voted for this game, we would have ended up at that game. And well, I still think this is the better game, to be honest with you. So we're glad we're here. We're never disappointed. Another at last check at the halftime, it was Hillsborough Central Valley leading 12-0 over Bismarck St. Mary's. Let's dig a little deeper on that. I would suspect we might have an update on that one here. Let's see if we can find it. Nope, no update. Burroughs unofficially with 212 yards rushing and not a single pass attempt in the first half, and they lead St. Mary's 12-0. And that game is being broadcasted on KMAV up in the Mayville, Portland, Clifford Galesburg area there. That looks like all we have at the moment. Let's see if anything new has popped up since we went over those first set of scores here. Shiloh Christian up 19-8. I believe they are playing Richardson Taylor, possibly. Not 100% sure. It doesn't say who they're playing, but they're leading 19-8. And then let's see here. Let's dig a little deeper on this one. No update on the Richland Colts, Maple Valley Enderlin Falcons football game. If we get an update on that, we will certainly pass that along to you. Falcons have had a pretty good year, though, this year. They defeated Larimore last week by the final score 61-6. So, like I said, the Falcons looking pretty impressive thus far in the early part of the season. But for all these teams, there's still a lot of football to be played. And let's see here. That's all we have for scores at this point in time. I'm sure they will start popping in here over the next hour or so with final scores, and when they come final, we'll certainly let you know what those finals are. And once again, every score that I just mentioned can be found on our Twitter page at ND Sports CH1. You can find those pretty much in the same order that I just read them off to you there. So I see we got 3 new followers on our Twitter page. When we started this broadcast, we were at 1,286. Now we're at 1,289. So those 3 individuals, thank you very much. We'd love it if you were to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our goal is to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. You don't have to hit the bell to get the mobile alerts, but if you would subscribe and not hit the bell, then you would help us and still not get annoyed by the mobile alerts. Let's put it that way. So we'd certainly appreciate that. I want the lights off. Yeah, that way I can see the players on the field. So, yeah. All right, so we're getting ready to start the second half here. So it's 21-0. Vikings have the lead. Bison will kick off to the Vikings to start the third quarter. And we're underway here in the second half. And that one was nearly juggled, but collected at the 24, 30, 35, 40, and still trying to get through some defenders here. And pushed out of bounds at about the 43-yard line.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you found a phone with a blue case, if you could please bring it to the press box. Thank you.
All right, 11:53 to go here in the first quarter of play. Gunnar Broughton, the man in motion, and it'll be a quarterback keeper. 45 up to midfield, and that's where they'll stop it. It'll be a gain of about 7 on the play.
Caden Olsen with the carry.
Setting up a
gain
second and 3 for the Vikings.
Second down and 3 for the Vikings.
The 43-yard line for the Kindred Vikings is the second best starting field position of the game. Back in the first quarter with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left, they started at their own 47. So on this drive, they started on their own 43. So that is the second best starting position of the day here for the Kindred Vikings. As Gunnar Broughton, the senior running back, will run it up over the 45 and brought down at about the 44. Make it the 43-yard line. Make it maybe closer to the 42, actually.
Gain of about 8 on the play. That'll bring up a Vikings first down.
So it does indeed look like they'll set it down at the 42-yard line here. That'll set up a 1st and 10 with 11:14 to go here, third quarter of play. The Vikings lead over the Hazen Bison by the score of 21-0 off 2 touchdown runs by Gunnar Broughton and 1 4-yard touchdown run by Dawson Schaefer. And that'll be another handoff, and picking up a couple on that carry there.
That's number 21, Eli Heinrich on the
Eli
carry.
Heinrich.
Gain of about 4 on the
10:47
play.
to
They'll bring
go.
up 2nd and 6.
So they'll give them 4. They'll set up the 2nd 6, as you may have just heard in the background there. Olsen, the shotgun, he'll hand it off immediately to Gunnar Broughton. Broughton spins away from the tackle, 35-30, excuse me, and out of bounds at about the 29. There we go. I was hoping it'd come back, and now it disappeared again. We're going to go check that out here on the next opportunity, so we'll get that fixed. This will be a handoff there. I believe that's Heinrich, far side, and he'll scoot it up close to the 25, down at maybe the 26. We'll see where they spot it at. And it was indeed Heinrich. I'm pretty sure I know what's causing that, and as soon as I get an opportunity, I can go out there and fix that. And we do apologize for that cutting in and out there. Sounds like there's some little kids over there. But once again, at the next opportunity, we'll get that fixed. Caden Olsen with the keeper, and he'll get pushed out of bounds at about the 30. Gain of about maybe not too many on that one, we'll put it that way.
Caden Olsen on the carry. Loss of about 4 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 11 for the Vikings at the
So
at the
not
Hazen
too many was
30-yard
the
line.
accurate call. Be a loss of 4 on the play. Stopping the clock with 9:10 to go here in the 3rd quarter. So the Vikings will break the huddle and send 2 receivers to each side. Olsen in the back in the shotgun here with the man in the backfield and Gunnar Broughton in motion. And it'll be a keeper by Olsen. He cuts back the other direction, gets over the 30 to about the 27.
That'll bring up 4th and 8 for the Vikings.
Come on, stop them. They're going to go for it. They will.
Come on, Bison.
Once again, great number of fans on hand here for homecoming night. And that includes Hazen Bison fan. There's plenty of green out there to my right. Rolling to the near side. Got his man at the 20. Pushed the defender out of bounds. And a late hit here. And I would suspect that a flag would come in, but I have not seen one yet. So they'll maybe got away with a late hit there. Be good for a first down regardless there for the Kindred Vikings.
Come on, defense.
That'll be a handoff. That's Heinrich at the 15 and fumbled it. And it's covered up by a Viking at about the 9-yard line. I couldn't quite see who, but he got clouded over by a lot of Bison there.
Yeah, they did.
And
Recovered by the Vikings.
it appears that Ethan McKinney may have recovered that fumble. Like I said, I know for sure a Viking fell on top of it, but he was immediately immersed in white jerseys and couldn't quite catch who it was.
That'll bring up 2nd and 1 for the Vikings.
Caden Olsen, the shotgun with Gunnar Broughton right behind him. 2 receivers far side, 1 near side here for the Vikings. Olsen will hand it off to Broughton. Broughton right up the middle and now cuts to the near side. 10-5 touchdown. It's a 9-yard touchdown run for the 3rd touchdown of the day
Vikings.
for Gunnar Broughton.
Number 7, Gunnar Broughton with a 9-yard carry.
So I'll make the score 27-0 with the extra
Dawson
point
Schaefer back to
pending.
kick the extra point. Andy Fryer with the hold.
So a 9-yard touchdown run here for Gunnar Broughton. His 3rd touchdown run of the day. The other one came from Dawson Schaefer from 4 yards out on the last score. And it's going to be a fake. And they're going to throw it for the 2-point conversion. And I believe he caught it on the far side. And it's good. And that 2-point conversion will make it 29-0.
On the fake PAT, number 10, Andy Fryer throws to Eli Heinrich.
Fryer to
2 points for the
Heinrich
Vikings.
on the
It's
fake
Vikings 29,
PAT for the
Hazen
2-point
0.
conversion. And it's 29-0 now in favor of the Kindred Vikings. Back after this here on the ND Sports Channel.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level of my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
All right, welcome back as the Vikings will kick it off from left to right, over to the far side, kick off out of bounds. They'll draw the flag and bring the ball up to about the 35, I believe.
Kick goes out of bounds.
So Gunnar Brown with his third touchdown run of the night
Illegal
gives
procedure
the
penalty.
Kindred Vikings a 29-0 lead here with 7:29 left in the third quarter.
Hazen will take the ball at their own 35-yard line. 1st and 10.
Go no light. You want something? What's that?
So Hazen will start on their own 35-yard line here. With 9:55 to go in the fourth quarter, Hillsborough Central Valley leads Bismarck St. Mary's with a score of 12-7. And once again, that is with 7:55 left in the fourth quarter. 7:29 to go here in the third of this one. And there's a breakaway. Oh, it got tripped up, and I thought for sure Hazen was going to get 6 on that one. On the carry was Brandon Snyder. Once again, I mentioned this earlier, late in the second half. The Viking defense has been strong. That's probably one of the bigger plays that they've given up all game so far. So the Bison just shy of midfield here. And they'll hand it off again. I believe that is Schneider once again, and he'll get it up over the 50, maybe right at the 50. And they will indeed, or check that. That was Vanenwagen on the carry and not Schneider.
Gain of 1.5 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down and a long 8.
Six and a half to go here, third quarter. 2nd and 9 now. This Dahl under center will hand it off. And he will bust through the line, and oh, he almost had another opportunity to break away. That was indeed Snyder this time on the carry. And he'll pick up about 11 or 12 on, that's good for a first down.
12 on the play, and a Hazen Bison first down.
Another handoff here. And once again, that's Snyder. And with forward momentum, I would suspect they'll mark this at about the 35.
That's number 24, Brandon
Gain
Snyder
of about
again.
3 on the play.
Gain of 3. That'll bring up 2nd and 7.
Once again, last check. Northern Cass falling big to the Lisbon Broncos, or not the Lisbon Broncos, yeah, the Lisbon Broncos. at halftime. They were down 32, 34 to nothing, and had to double check that score. It was a nice turnaround, and getting up to about the 20 there is Isaac Dahl. It looked like he wanted to pass kind of down the middle or to the far side. Didn't find an open guy, so he had to spin around, come to the near sideline, and he was able to pick up
Kindred,
the first down. It was a
line.
nice run there for the 6'1", 155-pound senior quarterback for the Hazen Bison. So the clock will restart here after the movement of the chains.
12 and St. Mary's 7.
It's a final as Nedrose defeats South Prairie by the score of 20 to nothing.
That's Snyder again on the carry. Looks to be a gain of about 2. That'll bring up 2nd and 8 for the Bison.
So 4:27 to go here, 2nd and 8 now for the Hazen Bison as they are inside the red zone. Send a receiver each side with 2 men in the backfield. It'll be Van Wager and Schneider in the backfield, and getting sacked is Isaac Dahl. On the sack there for the Kindred Vikings.
He's taken down in the backfield by number 3,
McKinney.
Ethan McKinney. All right, Vikings fans, it's 3rd down.
It's getting hot over there.
3:37 and counting to go here, 3rd quarter of play. The Bison looking to get on the scoreboard here. There'll be another handoff. And, well, I faked everybody out. I thought the handoff there was the Van Wagen on the near side, and all of a sudden,
pass intended for
it was a pass over to the far side that
number
fell
84,
incomplete.
Austin Richter, broken up by number 10, Andy Fryer. That'll bring up 4th down for the Bison.
So they'll stop the clock with 3:27 to go here in the 3rd quarter of play. Receiver each side, 2 men in the backfield. Schneider and Van Wagen. Dahl under center, drops back, 5-step drop. Avoids 1 sack and does not avoid the other 3 Kindred Vikings, and he'll get taken down at about the 26.
Dahl is sacked in the backfield. Again by number 3, Ethan McKinney. Turnover on downs. Kindred will take over 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line.
So the Bison able to hang on to the ball there for quite some time, but they end up turning it over on downs, and the Kindred Vikings will get it back on their own 26-yard line. And we're still in the 3rd quarter. Only 3 possessions in this 3rd quarter so far. 1 by Hazen, 2 by Kindred. This is 2nd Kindred possession of the quarter, unless I forgot to write one down.
Carried by number 23, Dawson Schaefer. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10.
It's up in Fort Totten. It's now a running clock as Four Winds Minnewacan leads Larimore by the score of 40-6 late in the start of the 4th quarter there. Running clock will go into effect at the start of the 4th quarter with a score that big. End of the 3rd quarter, Fargo Davies all over Grand Forks Central by the score of 49-0. And that'll be a handoff and get a few yards up the middle there, trying to find the seam through the defenders. There was Gunnar Broughton.
Gain of 1 on the play, 3rd down and 9 for the Kindred Vikings.
So 3rd and 9 now for Kindred. End of the 3rd quarter, West Fargo Cheyenne leads Grand Forks Red River by the score of 20-14. So we'll keep you updated on those scores as they continue to come into us, as they're starting to come in frequently now. And we have a AA final. We'll tell you what it is after this play. And there'll be another loss here for the Vikings. The Watford City Lows, they will get defeated. Devils Lake,
Caden Olsen
let's
taken down
try
in the
this again
backfield.
here. Devils
Loss
Lake
of 5
defeats
on the play.
Watford
Bring
City
up 4th and 14 for the Vikings.
by the score of 42-0. That's a final. Devils Lake over Watford City, 42-0. And there's a punt, and that's a nice punt. Goes all the way back to about the 38-yard line, takes a Viking bounce to the 32. So a 6-yard roll on a nice punt
Dawson
there.
Schaefer's punt is downed
By Schaefer, and they'll stop the clock with 1:07
at the
to go
Hazen
here in the third quarter.
33-yard line. They'll take over there, 1st and 10.
.647 left in the first half. That game started at 7:30, I believe, and that's why it's still in the first half. But the Bruins lead 19-0 over Fargo Shanley. That game being played at Fargo South High School. That game can be watched on WDAY Extra. There's another run by the Bison. Maybe a
That's
gain of
number
1 on the
24,
play.
Brandon
Snyder on the carry.
Short gain on the play brings up 2nd and 9.
We want to thank the viewer who caught the misspelling there. We'll try and get that fixed ASAP. And we appreciate you watching. We appreciate the other compliments too here. 25 seconds to go. And Isaac Dahl will take off to the far side. And whoa, he got smacked pretty hard there at about the 48-yard line. Or check
Carry by
that,
number
the
10, Isaac Dahl.
43-yard line is what I meant to say.
Gain of 9 on the play.
Gain of 9, and
that
that will
brings
be
up
good for a first
The
down.
Hazen Bison first down.
That will stop the clock to move the chains, but I don't believe they'll get another playoff here before the start of before the end of the third. As soon as the chain's set, they'll start the clock. 7, 6, 5, 4. They might get a playoff if they hurry here. 2, 1, and no, that will be the end of the third quarter. So, at the end of the third, the Kindred Vikings 29, the Hazen Bison 0. Back with the fourth quarter after this on the ND Sports Channel.
Magnitude Sports Media Network is your home for all types of sports programming in a 3-state region. Over 500 previous games are available right now on demand. Since 2017, we've brought you an average of 275 games a year, including junior varsity and varsity matchups across 8 different sports. Now we're on pace for the same amount of games this year. It's a whole lot of sports, and it's all right here, where North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota teams play. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Okay, well, I know everybody loves this song here. I say that with a little hint of sarcasm. And our microphone doesn't want to work again after it was working for that entire third quarter. And let's see here, be a handoff and so pushing, shoving around the 45. And we do apologize. The batteries died in the crowd mic. I'm pretty confident on that. We'll get it fixed here in the next break of action. Dahl will set back, fire it over. He's got his man at about the 48-yard line, and I believe the receiver on that play there was Jaden Brown. He is a freshman for the Bison. Check that. I guess it was 88 and not 89. Or 81. Okay, so it was Garrett Weir, excuse me. And Dahl will drop back to pass again. This one's over the middle and intercepted by Gunnar Broughton at the 40, at the 30, at the 25, 20, and he has a man to beat. Cuts inside, 10-5, touchdown, Gunnar Broughton on the pick six. And the Vikings now lead 35-0. So with that touchdown, we'll now have a running clock here in the fourth quarter. 10:06, 10:05 and counting. Gunnar Broughton with the pick six. So Schaefer will line up here for the extra point attempt. And it's up, and it's through, and it's good. One more for the Vikings, 36-0 over the Bison with 9:34 to go here in the fourth quarter. We'll take a timeout. Be right back on the ND Sports Channel.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level of my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
All right, we got the crowd mic fixed there. It was indeed an issue of a couple AA batteries that needed to be replaced, and now we're back. I wish we could have got the batteries in there before the pick six, but I'm sure the Hazen Bison fans don't mind right now. And that's not to say anything negative. But for the Kindred fans, they probably wanted the batteries in that microphone. So once again, a running clock. It'll only stop for a score or a change of possession. Otherwise, there'll be a running clock here with a differential of 30 or more points. And that one will be scooped up at about the 13. Brought up to the 25, and that's about where he'll be stopped. Maybe pushed back to the 24. We'll see where they spot it.
On the return to the Hazen 25-yard line, where they'll take over 1st and 10.
And I want to say hi to the Bison fans who texted us a few moments ago. They said thanks for broadcasting. They're cheering on the Bison from home, and we certainly appreciate that we could provide this broadcast for you. We know it's a long trip from Hazen down to Kindred here, roughly about a 280-some mile, give or take about 5 miles either way. So, but on the flip side of that, I want to give props to the Hazen Bison fan as the fans that did make it down here, as they are representing and supporting their team well in the stands off to the right side of me here. There is a bunch of green down there. And for the ones who are still in Hazen or in the surrounding communities there, cheering on the Bison, once again, thank you for joining us. I've been to Hazen a handful of times while my grandparents were still alive. And ever since then, I haven't really had a reason to go up there. So, but maybe we'll trek up there for a football or basketball game sometime. Once again, it's roughly games within striking distance of Fargo. Roughly about $34 is what they cost to do one game, which isn't really a lot. But when you do 200 games plus a year, you're looking at $6,000 to $7,000. So those donations and those sponsorships that we've had and continue to have are certainly appreciated. And if you can contribute, we would certainly appreciate that. Tell us what team you're cheering for, and we will take a peek at the schedule. And if you send a donation, we will make sure that donation goes towards a game broadcast for the team of that you're cheering on here. So
check that. Short gain on the play.
There's a comment section there that you can put whatever comments you would like in there. Not required, but certainly appreciated if you decide to do so. Once again, we'll never ever make you pay for a game. That's never been our goal here on the ND Sports Channel, unlike a few other people that want you to pay to watch a game on video. We humbly respect them. We just don't like one or two of their decisions. 8:35 and counting to go here. Once again, a running clock with a 36-0 lead here for the
gain of about 7.
Kindred Vikings.
3rd and 2 for the Bison.
You may have noticed throughout the broadcast there, the football moving from team to team on the scoreboard bug. And, well, I'll be honest, I'm running everything here by myself, so I forgot to switch it a couple of times, and I apologize. But I'm doing the best I can here. There's a nice run, and man, he really had to like jump on him to tear him down. That was Carter Schmidt, I believe, on the tackle. Either that or it was 33. No, I think it was 13, Carter Schmidt. Yep, it was. Carter Schmidt had to jump on him, and he got carried a good 3 or 4 yards, and there's a flag on the field there. I was looking at the roster, so I didn't see the flag come out.
That's a 32-yard gain for the Bison.
And the penalty will be on the Vikings. So that'll move the Bison up a handful more yards and get them a little bit closer. They're right on the 20-yard line now.
That'll tack on 15 yards, so first down, Bison.
Always, if you ever get a chance to come from Kindred, come to Kindred if you're a Hazen fan, it's a beautiful facility down here. Been here a few times for a broadcast for both football, the baseball and softball games are played just down the road here. And matter of fact, they're tearing down the baseball press box. And
Brandon Snyder on the carry.
I think they're building a new one. If I look over there,
2nd and 2.
It would seem that would be the case, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I have broadcasted some games from that baseball press box, and I will say it was about 300 degrees in that press box when I did those baseball games, but they were fun nonetheless. But you can see the trees in the background there. That's probably one of my favorite parts about broadcasting games from this particular football field. So can the Hazen Bison get on the board here? They're certainly getting close. They're inside the 10 now, and they have 7:05 and counting to go. Once again, the clock will only stop on a change of possession.
And a Hazen Bison first down.
Or an injury. If an injury were to occur, the clock would stop then as well. But it is our hope that that won't happen. That won't be the reason that the clock stops. We'd rather have a change of possession. 6:40 and counting. Dahl under center. 2 men in the backfield, 1 receiver to each side. He'll hand it off up the middle, and he got close. Was he in there? Yes, he is. The Bison are on the board with a touchdown run from 7 yards out. And it's Brandon Snyder on the 7-yard touchdown run. That makes the score 36-6. With the extra point on the way.
Anthony will be on to attempt the PAT. Number 10, Isaac Dahl, will hold.
Let's go, Soma.
Soma Antoni is the kicker here for the Hazen Bison. Clock continues to run at 5:42 and counting. Now, if they get this extra point, it would be a 29-point lead, but I believe by rule the running clock would stay in effect. We will find out for sure together here in a moment. And that one's up and in. Nice kick there by Antony.
The Kindred Vikings 36 and the Bison 7.
So the Bison get on the board via a 7-yard touchdown run by Brandon Schneider, and that makes the score with the extra point. 36-7 in favor of the Kindred Vikings with 5:24 to go here. Clock is stopped for the change of possession, and we'll see if the clock continues to stop here following the kickoff. We'll take a short timeout. Be right back on the ND Sports Channel.
Magnitude Sports Media Network is your home for all types of sports programming in a 3-state region. Over 500 previous games are available right now on demand. Since 2017, we've brought you an average of 275 games a year, including junior varsity and varsity matchups across 8 different sports. Now we're on pace for the same amount of games this year. It's a whole lot of sports, and it's all right here, where North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota teams play. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Schneider with a 7-yard touchdown run puts the Hazen Bison on the board, and the Kindred Vikings will not get the goose egg shutout. But barring a couple of miraculous plays here by the Hazen Bison, they will more than likely come away with the W. And the kick is off. And nice camera work there as that one's picked up at about the 15. Run up at the over the 30 to just over the 35. I'm guessing the 36. They may spot it at the 37. We'll see.
He returns it to the Kindred 36-yard line. They'll take over there. 1st and 10.
Now be a handoff. Near side and a pickup of about 2, maybe 3.
The run by number 13, Carter Schmidt.
Carter Schmidt will pick up 3 for a 2nd and 7.
3 on the play. 2nd and 7
From
Vikings.
the 39-yard line here for the Vikings. And we apologize for that that loud noise in the microphone there. And we appreciate our PA announcer going out there to give a verbal warning to that individual. Certainly appreciate that. 4:37 and counting to go here in the 4th quarter of play. And the Bison are on the board with a 7-yard touchdown run by Schneider. But prior to that, it's been all Vikings, and now we see a handful of new faces on the field here for Kindred. Vikings will break the huddle, send a receiver to each side with a man in the backfield. The quarterback, I believe, is Maxwell McQuillan for Kindred. He's a sophomore. And McQuillan will take the snap and hand it off. And running up the far side over the 50, close to the 45, down at about the 46 is Carter Schmitz, the sophomore running back.
Number 13, Carter Schmitz with the run. Gain of about 10. And another Vikings. 1st down.
So they will indeed stop the clock with a 29-point lead. So I wasn't sure if that would go into effect or not. So, but it will. Apparently, at least in this game, it will. I've only called one game with a running clock, and that was 2 weeks ago. Oh no, check that, 3 weeks ago. No, it was 2 weeks ago, excuse me. That was in the game between Shiloh Christian and Oak Grove, and that was game 500 for us on the ND Sports Channel. This here is game 510, so we've done 10 games in 2 weeks. I'm not sure if I'm proud of that. I feel like we should have done more games than that in 2 weeks. But we can't be everywhere, I guess. 3:07 counting, and the Vikings will break the huddle. Good 15-yard run up to the line of scrimmage there after breaking the huddle there. Maybe trying to stay warm, possibly. Current temp right now is 53 degrees under a clear sky. On our way to a low 46 tonight.
Loss of 2 on the play.
Just after 9 o'clock.
9 for the Vikings.
By the time we end this game, we'll probably still be at 53. We might dip down to 52. I think in the pregame we were suspecting about 51. Caleb Klabundi, I believe is how you say it, a sophomore wide receiver, number 10, just checked into the lineup here for the Vikings. 2:11 and counting to go.
Here you go, buddy.
And the pass will come outside here, and it's caught at the 37. Breaks a tackle, gets through a couple defenders, and knocked down at the 20.
McQuillan's pass to number 9, Matt Pearson, is complete.
Matt Pearson, a junior for the Kindred Vikings, makes the reception, and good enough for a first down. And the Vikings are moving the ball here with some of their younger players, possibly looking to score here and getting some varsity experience. Clock will continue to roll. We're just under 2 minutes now, minute 57 and counting. And they'll hand it off once again. And I believe that was Schmitz, and he maybe got a yard or maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, one of the two.
56, Carson Wall. Short gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
And I want to say hi to Andy Fryer's aunt, who is catching a flight out of here tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. She is able to watch the game and get some rest in the meantime. There's Schmitz out to the far side, and there's a flag on the play. He will roll into the end zone, but let's see what the flag is about.
Carter Schmitz with the carry.
So the points pending here for the Kindred Vikings. And it appears to be against the Kindred Vikings. So take the touchdown run off the board for Schmitz, and maybe he'll get another chance at it. Who knows? So they'll pick up the flag, and a holding penalty will bring them back 10 yards back to the 20.
To the Bison 20-yard line and be 2nd and 10.
$50 seconds to go. This one's almost over. You can get to bed and get your 6 a.m. flight in. Thanks so much for watching. Appreciate it. Whether you're a Vikings fan or a Bison fan, we certainly appreciate you tuning in. Here's a pitch to the near side. And at the 20, at the 15, and the 10, breaks a tackle, and taken down out of bounds is the senior Nathaniel Farsdale.
Run by number 25, Nate Farsdale. Gain of 13 on the play. And another Vikings first down.
I thought the clock was supposed to run. That's what I thought.
31.3 seconds to go. Can the Vikings get more points on the board here? They might. And it'll be a handoff to Schmitz, and he'll battle through a couple defenders up to about the 4-yard line.
Carry.
Gain of about 3 and about 20 seconds to go here. They might get one more play.
That'll bring up second down.
And no, that will end it. Your final score is going to be 36-7 in favor of the Kindred Vikings. We will take a short time out here and come back with the post-game show. It says 0-0 there. I'm not sure why that says 0-0, but trust me, that's not the final score. So let's just get to our post-game show here. Coming up, we'll take a look at the updated team profiles. We'll select a player of the game, take a look at our upcoming game schedule, and much more as we wrap up the post-game show next here on the ND Sports Channel.
Diamond Academy and Magnitude Sports Media Network are providing a huge opportunity for high school athletes. Player profile videos shine the spotlight on a skill set required for a position in a particular sport. Whether you play softball, track and field, or any other sport, if you're a sophomore or junior, it's time to schedule your video. Most tapings take less than an hour and can save you thousands when a recruiter puts your name in the starting lineup for a college scholarship. For more information, click on Player Profiles at msportsnet.com or call us at 701-373-1843.
Download Game Time today.
Magnitude Sports Media Network is your home for all types of sports programming in a 3-state region. Over 500 previous games are available right now on demand. Since 2017, we've brought you an average of 275 games a year, including junior varsity and varsity matchups across 8 different sports. Now we're on pace for the same amount of games this year. It's a whole lot of sports, and it's all right here, where North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota teams play. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
North Dakota Softball All-Stars podcast with Tim Howe keeps you up to date year-round on the sport of softball in the state of North Dakota. Coach and player interviews, who's moving on to play college softball, and that, well, guess what? That simply scratches the surface of this Grand Slam softball podcast. A new episode every week during the softball season and every month during the off-season. Listen anytime on demand on the ND Sports Channel, a Magnitude Sports Media Network station.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life. This stage is nowhere near Broadway, and none of these actors will be accepting an Oscar anytime soon. Still, they are rehearsing for something important. While they learn their lines, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, that everyone has a part to play. Skills that will make them stars long after the curtain falls. The National Federation of State High School Associations reminds you that when kids take part in high school activities, they get set for life. National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance, but they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over. Take part. Get set for life. Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
All right, welcome back here as we head into our post-game show. Coming up in our final and only segment of the post-game show, we'll select the player of the game, take a look at the upcoming stream broadcast, tell you how to find us on social media, and we'll do it fairly quickly here so we don't keep you too much longer here as we're already 2 hours and 43 minutes into the broadcast here. The good news is it's only 9:17. I'm used to getting out of games right closer to 10 o'clock, so it certainly was a good day, good night as far as the broadcasting, getting to go home early part of it goes. So let's get into it. Let's take a look at the updated team profiles here for the Hazen Bison. They fall to 2-1 on the year. Now they're 1-1 on the road, and they've still outscored their opponents 95-54, but they're going to need to bounce off this loss here and they'll have a chance to do it with back-to-back home games against Valley City and Beulah coming up next Friday and the following Friday. And then on October 4th, they'll travel to Watford City to take on the Wolves. And then they'll have the 11th off as they were supposed to play Stanley. And then they'll come back to action on the 19th against Bismarck St. Mary's and finish up the regular season against Turtle Mountain on the 25th. For the Kindred Vikings, they have now outscored their opponents 90-43 as they improved to 3-0 on this season. Unofficially 4-0 as they'll have next week off, as that was the week they were supposed to play Stanley. And then 9/27 they'll have a home game right here against the Valley City Highlanders. And then they'll be at Central Cass on October 4th, at the Wapton Huskies on the 11th, and then back home here against Hillsborough Central Valley on the 19th, and Devils Lake to wrap up the regular season on the 25th. Time now to select a player of the game, and if I gave you 2 guesses, would you be able to get it? I think you might be able to. We're going to go with Gunnar Broughton, the senior running back / linebacker, and he scored points in both of those positions. 3 touchdown runs, 2 of them in the first quarter, 1 in the third quarter, including a 64-yard pick 6 in the third quarter. Those 3 touchdown runs were for 12 yards, 36 yards, and 9 yards. The other touchdown run came from Dawson Schaefer from 4 yards out to account for all your scoring here. For the Kindred Vikings, your lone scorer was for the Hazen Bison was Brandon Snyder, scoring on a 7-yard touchdown run, which made the score 36-6. Yeah, tack on the extra point, and 36-7 was your final score. If you go to our website at msportsnet.com, and you can check out under the games button on-demand streams, and you'll come to this page here, and you can see the Kindred Hazen game is at the top. It's currently in progress because we're still on our post-game show, but that's where all of our final scores go to, and within about 30 to 60 minutes after the conclusion of our post-game show, the watch button will pop up where it says in progress there. You just go to that page of our website, you click on watch, and you can watch this game again from beginning to end, or you can fast forward to the middle. You can whatever you want to do. It's all up to you. And then also under the games button, you'll find our upcoming stream schedule. So our next game is going to be on Tuesday. We'll have a couple days off here, so we'll go back to the soccer field with the Fargo South Bruins. We'll host the Cheyenne Mustangs. And then we're looking at some possible volleyball here on Thursday, September 19th. That will be on the Minnesota Sports Station. The Barnesville Trojans and the Breckenridge Cowgirls. In volleyball, that game is still pending, but more than likely going to happen. So keep that in mind. And then Watford City Central Cass is on the 20th. That game also still pending. And then we have a few more games pending there. But we don't normally have games pending in the fall sports season if it's a fall sports game, but it just happened to work out this way here. And then, so once again, our website is always the most up-to-date and most accurate schedule of any schedule you find on, whether it's on Facebook, Twitter, etc., whatever. You can find us on social media. Each of our stations have their independent Twitter channel, handle, I should say. We'd love it if you were to follow us at ND Sports CH1. Also, youtube.com/ND Sports Channel. You can actually take the C out of there. It used to be the C, but for some reason you don't need it anymore. I don't know why. We intended to change that link to Magnitude Sports so that you could go to 1 for all the stations, but YouTube won't allow us to change it until July 2020. So we're stuck with ND Sports Channel, which I'm cool with, but in July 2020 that link will change. And you can find us and follow us on Facebook as well, facebook.com/msportsmnet. Thanks so much for watching. Once again, your player of the game, Gunnar Broughton, the senior for the Kindred Vikings. And your final score, the Kindred Vikings 36 and the Hazen Bison 7. The preceding has been a production of the ND Sports Channel on the Magnitude Sports Media Network. Thanks so much for watching. We'll talk to you again soon.